Friends, welcome to the last class of the chromatography. So in the previous video we had learned regarding the introduction of the HPLC. So today we'll continue the concept of the HPLC. So the mobile phase, okay, in the HPLC is used some of the organic solvents like methanol, acetonitrile, nitrile, water, like this. Okay, so this has been used as a mobile phase along with some acidifiers or basifiers, or sometimes buffer solution is used. Okay, so which will help for the neutralizing of some of the ionic concepts. Okay, ionic nature of the samples. So this is what, along with this, we are using for the better separation. Similarly, the stationary phase, as we know, we have learnt in the previous video. So two types we are using here. One is normal silica gel, normal phase, that is silica gel, okay, and reverse phase, normal phase and reverse phase, okay. And if you see the particle size of the stationary phase is very low here, 2.5 to 10 micrometer, okay, so very less. So that's what very better separation we can see for the HPLC, okay. In the reverse phase, so in the reverse phase, okay, what we are using, non-polar silica gel, that is called as ODS. What is ODS? Octadecyl silane. Okay, it's also called as C18 column, stationary phase. Okay, so this is what about this. Okay, now the columns usually used in HPLC is the C18 and C8 column. Okay, so what is the C18? Usually, so I said you, so octadecyl silane, and this is also octyl group is there here. So this type of is used for the reverse phase HPLC. Okay, and the internal diameter of this column will be around 4 to 5 mm. In the range of 4 to 5, usually they are keeping around 4.7, something like that, mm of internal diameter of this column. Okay. Now if you see the detectors in this HPLC, okay, detectors, so different detectors used in the HPLC, like bulk property detector, then RI, refractive index detector, okay, then solute property detector, multi-purpose detector, solute property detector, okay, then electrochemical detectors, okay, then mass detectors, mass detectors, like this. Okay, like in LCMS, liquid chromatography, mass transfer spectroscopy, like this. Okay, so in electrochemical, like amperometer, such type of detectors are used. Okay, solid property, multi-purpose detector, refractive index detector, in this way. Okay, and if you go for the theoretical like Van Dimter's equation of this HPLC, so what is given by what equation? HETP, which is equal to A plus B by mu plus C mu. So what is here? B by mu. So this is what longitudinal uh, effect is there, diffusion is there. So this is equal to 0 in HPLC, and that's why HETP will be equal to A plus C mu. This is for the HPLC. Okay, this part is negligible in HPLC, A plus C mu. So what is C here? C is mass transfer rate. Okay, so this is mass transfer rate, we know that. And what is mu? Mu is the flow rate, okay, of the mobile phase. A is Eddy's diffusion and B is longitudinal diffusion. So this is what. Now if you see the normal phase HPLC, if you see this, the stationary phase is usually is polar and mobile phase is non-polar. Okay, but in reverse phase, so it is opposite. Stationary phase is non-polar and mobile phase is polar. So this is what about the reverse phase and normal phase HPLC. You know that the stationary phase is more made up of silane, okay, silica gel, so which is having the structure as we have learnt already, SiO, Si, is it right? So having this like this OH, 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 oxygen is there here, OH, like this. Okay, so if it is in free OH, we call it as a free silanol. Okay, if it is having these two OH on two different, we call it as a vicinal silane, and if having these two on this, we call it as a geminal, like this. Okay, so this is how the silica gel is used in the normal phase. Okay, and if you convert this to now non-polar, so that gel is used in the reverse phase. How we can convert? It can be converted by treating with, okay, some of the organic component. Okay, so this is what we can do in the form if you want to convert this silane into the reverse phase. So the best we can is organochlorosilane. If I treat this with some of the organochlorosilane, so I can see that I can, for example, yes, I I will take this as a like this, our this one silane. Okay, and if I treat this with chlorosilane now here R, so this is a component chlorosilane, chloro organochloric. Okay, so R is hydrocarbon, and if I treat this, so what I will get now, so silicon R plus HCl. So this is what I got it, what now, the non-polar. So like this I can convert the polar silane into non-polar silane by treating with organochlorosilane. Okay, organochlorosilane, and by treating with around 24 to 48 hours in acid. Okay, silica gel is treated for 24 to 48 in acid, and then it is treated with chlorosilane. Then we can see that the silica gel is converted to that is organic silica gel, like this, which is used in reverse phase. This is normal phase. Like this we can see that we can change into this, and finally we can see that we are going to get H18, H37 or C8, H17 column. This is called as C18 column, and this is called as C8 column, which is organic column, which is used for reverse phase HPLC, like this. Okay, so this is how we will prepare it. Okay, now if you go for the instrumentation, so I have taken one instrumentation here, like this. This is the instrumentation of the HPLC. So you can see here. Okay, so this is the two solvent reservoir. So where solvent we are taking in a two binary system here. So we can take it 4 bottles also, in that is a quaternary. So anything is there, two binary or quaternary. So I have shown here binary here, solvent reservoir, and here you can see it is a pipe is there here. So and this whole pipe is made up of Teflon. Okay, tetrafluoroethylene Teflon, and with having the 1/8 inch of diameter, very thin diameter will be there, this pipe, everything. Okay, and this is what vacuum pump. So this is a vacuum pump, so which removes the gas particle, degasser. It's also called as degassers. So any gases that are present in this solvent of our mobile phase, so it is removed by here, and this is called solvent mixture here. Okay, so the whole solvent will be mixed here, like this. The both solvent will be mixed here. Okay, with removing the gases present in here, and then it is been passed into the HPLC pump. Okay, so HPLC pump, high pressure will be there on 15,000 14,000 psi, and then it is passed to pre-column here. Okay, so pre-column, that is also called as God column. Okay, so which is having around 2 to 10 centimeter, very small column will be there to protect this large column, that is your analytical column or column, main column C18. So here the sample is injected, so injector is there. So from the injection, so you can see here sample is injected here in this column, and whatever happens now here, the adsorption partition or adsorption theory, So you are is detected by the detector and finally recorder. Like this, it is recorded and we get the peak, something we get the peak like this, retention time like this. In this way you can see that the what is the experimental or instrumental part of the HPLC can be shown. So you can take this diagram very neatly and note down in your notebook. Okay, this diagram you can show in the examination. This is what. Okay, now as I said, the solvent reservoir. So the first one in the diagram is solvent reservoir. Okay, so as I said, it may be binary or quaternary. Binary or quaternary solvent reservoir. So 2 bottles or 4 bottles of reservoir we can use, and the solvent should be of HPLC grade. HPLC grade means what? 99.99% pure. This type of solvent you have to use for HPLC. Very very costly. Okay. So then degasifier is there, so which is helping to remove the gases from the solvent if any present in the solution. Then solvent mixture is there, though, which will mix the solvent 2 or 4 bottles, and HPLC pump. So in HPLC pump, what we have seen in diagram, HPLC pump. So it is been designed in 2 ways. So that is a constant pressure pump or constant flow rate pump like this. Okay, in constant pressure pump, in name itself says the pressure is constant but flow rate is not constant here, so that's why the separation is little bit not good here, separation. But here you can see constant flow rate is very constant. For example, if I keep it 1 ml per minute like this, it is constant, and according to the flow the rate the pressure is being reviewed. So this is a good type of separation is going to observe in this type of this one. During this, what happens, back pressure sometimes it is occurred. So what is this back pressure? It is due to column resistance of the column. The back pressure is been acquired. What is this back pressure? Because the more and more we use the column, what will happen, there is a blockage. Okay, there is a blockage in the column, and that's why the back pressure is going to be obtained. So that's why if you take the new column, so back pressure is less. Okay, and if you take the used column, the back pressure will be more. Okay, so it's due to the blockage of the pores on the stationary phase. This happens because of repeatedly use. Okay, now if you see the guard column, that is what one more pre column what we use. So the same thing it is used for to protect the analytical column, main column. So any contamination is present in the solvent, so that is removed in the guard column. Okay, or pre column, small will be there here. So this is what is usually used to protect the main column, which is big big column. Then a sample injector is there. Sample injector also same thing in this here. So different types are there. Septum injectory. Okay, this is one sample where injected the micro syringe is used. Micro syringe is used to inject the sample, septum injectory. So 20 microliter or 25 microliter or 100 microliter like this. Okay, so this is how the syringe is used. And the second sample injector is a stop flow. Okay, stop flow septumless injection. Stop flow septumless equation, where the mobile phase is stopped, then it is injected, and again the mobile phase is made to run on this. So this is what the sample injector, the second type you can use. Then micro column sampling is there. Micro column sampling. Okay, so this is used for the very good assessment of the suppression, and it's a auto technical method, so where the micro syringe is been used here. Okay, so this is what. And the next one, the last one, is analytical column. So this analytical column, as I said, it is around 10 to 25 centimeter long, bigger than this guard column, and diameter if you see 4.6 mm diameter will be there. And in RP HPLC reverse phase, you know that is C18 or C8 column is used. Okay, and this is what. And finally, and it is made up of stainless steel. The column is made up of stainless steel to overcome the pressure of 15,000 or 40,000 psi what we are using for the high pressure. To overcome this pressure effect, so stainless steel, the column is made up of stainless steel. Okay, so this is what. And finally the detectors. as I have already told you. So RI reflective index detector, or sometimes UV visible detector is used. Okay, UV visible, then fluorescent detector will be used. Fluorescent detector can be used, or sometimes mass detector or amperometric. This is a analytical chemical electrochemical detector can be used. That is your amperometric detector. So like this. Okay, so this is what about the detectors. So I think in today's class we have learned regarding the total, and I think here the HPLC also complete. So here in this video we are completing your 100% of your unit 3, that is chromatography. Okay, so this is how we have completed your syllabus. Okay, in the class, if we join in the class for regular classes, I think I will try for some of the problems, okay, on the chromatographic, and so you make notes everybody, so I am not going to repeat this again in the regular classes. So here I completed my 100%. So in the next in the regular classes we may solve some of the problems based on the chromatography, as well as some of the concepts, and that will, so in my part this is complete, your the syllabus is completed. Thank you.